Hello and welcome to Let Me Be Your Game Guide, a podcast that spends each episode delving into a mystical new video game, exploring its charms and challenges, and helping you decide if it should be next on your list. I'm your host, Rylan.
And I'm Emma.
Join us for this week's rating episode as we escape reality and enter the metaphysical. For the remainder of this episode, let me be your game guide. He's gone.
He's gone.
He was here and then he's gone. No, he wasn't here.
No. But you guys have just swapped.
We had a falling out is what happened.
You guys aren't recording together anymore.
I will not record in the same room as him.
No.
Until next time.
But we miss Sean.
Yeah.
Always.
Whenever we're apart, Sean. Sometimes when we're together, I miss you.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody and Sean, because I hope you're listening.
Yeah. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. And everybody else. Today on this podcast, we're going to talk about Chants of Sennaar.
I'm so excited.
We're going to, I'm hosting. We're going to continue to hear me inhale because I'm hosting and talking a lot. We are going to, do our thing. This is a rating episode. We're going to get into the details, have some categories for Chants of Sennaar and how we feel about those categories, music, graphics, gameplay, etc.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the developers. And so if you haven't been with us before, if this is your first time on the podcast, each episode, each game that we play, we kind of break into two parts. So next week you'll hear a lot more spoilers about the game, and we're going to go into a lot more detail. But for now, critical. This is the critical hour.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear about the developers. Usually I cheat and because I went through a long phase of just hosting all of the episodes, and I'm so happy that you and Sean host now because I can just sit back and relax. But like the first couple times, I didn't know how to do that. And so I was like, well, I still want to look up the developers and get all the information. But I didn't do that this time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be totally new to me. I'm very excited to hear about it.
Yeah, we'll sit back, enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah.
And the breeze flowing through the tower onto your face. I don't know. And the metaphor is not going anywhere. So before we get into the game though, like, do you know what we played last year at this time?
Oh my God. And I haven't even put any thought into this.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I know.
You know?
I know, because I said on our last episode, I was like, Rylan's going to be so sad that he wasn't here to guess.
I know.
Yep.
And
I'll let you say it.
It's UFO 50. UFO 50 is what we were recording last year. So you can go back and hear all three, count them, 3 episodes on UFO 50 that we did last year.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful game. One of my favorite games. We can move on from there because somebody put me and Emma alone in a room to discuss UFO 50. So we're just going to keep moving.
We can't have a fight.
And then it would just be you recording or me. So many falling outs have happened on this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything before we move on to Chants of Sennaar?
No,
okay.
No, I don't think so.
Let's talk about it. So
this
is a game, Chants of Sennaar. It has 2 N's and 2 A's in Sennaar, which I guess people know because they can see the title of the episode. So
and it's Chants with a T.
Good call.
CHANTS.
Yes.
Not chance like
odds or
yeah. Because I was talking to someone at work about this, and I was like, "Look it up. You might like it." And he was searching for chance, like with a chance with a C.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that's a good call though, because people should look it up. They might like it.
Yes,
we'll hear more about it now. So Chants with a T. Thank you, of Sennaar, whatever. This is a puzzle adventure game, and the hook is that at the beginning of the game, you don't know or understand any of the languages in this world. So you're moving around and people are telling you things, you're reading things, and it's just symbols. So you climb the tower, you will get more context for these like glyphs that you are seeing everywhere. And then you can like write them down in your journal to validate their, like what they mean. And in the meantime, before they're validated, you basically like choose, you can like write in what you think each glyph means. And then this is brilliant. The game will display what you think they mean in like real time as you're interacting with the world. So like when you're reading something, you're talking to somebody, it'll show the glyphs, and then it will also show what your translation is. And this was really funny at some points because I'm like, I think it means this. And I talk to somebody, I'm like, it doesn't.
It doesn't mean that. Off. Like, well, the weird thing is, I would put something in there. I'm like, because you get to a point where you kind of just have to start guessing. You're like, let me just put a filler word in here so I can start getting context of how it's being used in a sentence. And I would be so wrong.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. So I was literally, every time I would get a word, even if I had no idea what it was, I was putting in a word.
Yeah.
Just to figure out how it was being used in a sentence. So I was getting words.
Yeah. Sorry.
But for some reason, even if I was way off, I still was able to like know what they were talking. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Well, I think, and we'll talk about this too, but like, I think the design is pretty smart because for a lot of it, they give you like just enough information to figure it out.
Yeah.
Without like spoon feeding it to you.
So well done.
But yeah, I did a lot of like, okay, this must be a noun. Like I know it has to be a noun. So I'd put like thing or noun. And then I had multiple things called thing at one point, and that messed me up. Yeah. Then I had to do thing 1 and thing 2. Shout out Dr. Seuss. So Chants of Sennaar, it was developed by Rundisk, published by Focus Entertainment. You can play Chants of Sennaar on Windows, PS4, the Switch, Xbox One, Android, iOS, and guess what else?
Amazon Luna.
Nope, GeForce Now.
What? A new one.
This is also... It's also like a cloud streaming sort of thing. And I'm like, I don't know if we should include those because it's not like a platform.
Yeah,
it's just Windows, isn't it?
I guess
you could do it from a Mac potentially if it's just browser based. I don't know how it works. GeForce Now, though, you can get on that if you are a GeForce Now-er.
Sure.
Yeah. Game released on September 5th, 2023. Just like you and I, Emma, this is a 5th baby.
What?
Because you and I both have 5th birthdays.
Yeah, I forgot. I was like a 5th baby. I'm not the 5th baby.
No, yeah, we're all born on the 5th of some month.
Wow.
And you can buy Chants of Sennaar for $19.99. First of all, Rundisk has a logo that looks like a glyph from the game. I don't think it's supposed to be necessarily, but their logo, like when you start up the game, it says Rundisk. I was like, is that a glyph in the game? I don't think it is, but it looks kind of like that.
I thought it looked like a floppy disk.
That's probably what it's supposed to be. I just,
You were in the zone. You were in the glyph zone.
The glyph zone, yeah. So they're based in France. They're in the Toulouse region.
Ooh.
And there's mostly just a really small team. Like it's mostly just Julian Moya and Thomas Panuel, who did the game design. Julian did our art direction and graphics, and Thomas did the code. And they did have other people working on the project. Sound and music were Roman Cabezos and Thomas Brunet, respectively. Rochelle Bartle did illustrations. And my favorite part in the credits, Nauru and Nuria were cats that were credited with voice acting. For some cats in the game.
Oh my gosh, because I loved petting the cats when they would let me, because sometimes they didn't let me pet the cats. Depending on where the cat was.
But I only oh, you mean like pets that were off the like a walkway or something?
Yeah, because sometimes there were cats like sitting up. Like there was one that like sat up on like a little mound, and no matter how I walked, I was trying so hard to get to it, and no, I wasn't allowed to pet that one.
That cat was probably so amused with your attempts.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Because, I feel like in credits a lot, you see like, pets of the team or something, but not like with an actual credit.
Yeah.
So yes, Naru and Nuria are voice actors.
They got paid.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully. Lots of kibble and treats and whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever cats like. I don't know.
Catnip.
Yeah. This game credits has 2 Freds in it.
Oh, thank God. I didn't know if you did. Of course you did the Fred count.
Of course I did the Fred count.
Of course.
And I'm also thinking this bit might be dead, so this might be the last Fred count.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's entertaining or not, but...
who knows? Write in, tell us if it's entertaining.
It's just chaos. This is how my sense of humor is, just chaos. So Frederick Folkier did recording and mixing of the musicians because there was a real orchestra in this game.
Ooh.
I did a real good job.
Yes.
And Frederick Renard was part of the QA UX team. So
hi, Fred.
Those are the Freds. And there was also somebody that had I think Fred is part of their last name. They did the Control F, but that doesn't count. So 2 Freds in this game.
Nice.
Rendisk also has another game they released in 2018. It's called Varian. Varian, Varion. I didn't really take too much of a look at it, but it's like a multiplayer like battle game.
Oh, interesting.
It's like very neon-y and chaotic looking.
Oh, so very different than this game.
It looks totally different. I think that was kind of like
in like content and everything.
Yeah,
like style.
I think that was just kind of them like testing stuff out, playing around, just making a game. And
Sure.
I think Chants of Sennaar is really where they like buckle down and say like, let's make our dream, experience and everything. Spend a bunch of time on it. Like I know when they made Chants of Sennaar, they spent a bunch of time like researching a lot of like cultures and like history and peoples from like the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of use that to bring the game to life, which you can really see through the game. Like we'll talk about different aspects too. And then like the languages that they developed for this game were like kind of a reflection of the cultures that they created for the game.
Oh, that's so cool.
For accessibility, I wrote down Fajita Gaming Database, which is a little disrespectful because the Family Gaming Database is a treasure.
It is.
They do have an accessibility report.
Nice.
And we'll link that in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I will send that to Emma. Don't let me forget. Thanks. So before we get into our ratings, though, don't forget to give us a follow, rate us, review us, however you want to show us love. For Chants of Sennaar, you can see me play the demo that I did last year.
Yeah.
But typically on our Patreon, you can see Emma's first hour of the playthrough on patreon.com/letmebeyourgg. That's LETMEBEYOURGG. On Patreon, you can also get our episode of the podcast releases 2 days early. You can also find us on most socials as Let Me Be Your GG, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Hurts to say, 6-7.
I know.
You can find us on TikTok as Let Me Be Your Game Guide. You can email us at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com, which is how you should send us game requests. You should send us game requests. Just make sure you put game request in the subject line or not. I mean, I guess we'll read it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then we'll publicly humiliate you on the podcast and say, we're going to review this game, but this person that submitted it didn't follow instructions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Please stop me from talking. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So that's the plugs.
Sweet. And now, what you've all been rating for.
Oh, wow. You're good at it.
I was not prepared. I panicked for like 2 milliseconds when you pointed at me. I was like, oh no, I have a job.
No, you did great.
Thanks.
Yeah, I feel like you didn't panic as long as I normally do. So
Sean was on top of it while you were gone. I was like,
that's just the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
He's on
reliable.
top of it.
Yeah.
Us with the 5th birthdays. Except for Chants of Sennaar's peak.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started on game ratings. We will talk about game length, challenge rating, replayability, story and narrative topics like plot, characters, world building. We're going to talk about the presentation, the graphics, sound design, music, the gameplay topics, including content writing mechanics. And finally, we will do that. We will consider the overall value of the game, and we will give our final ratings. And I already know what my final rating is.
All right. I do too.
Do you really?
No.
Okay, good. We're on the same page then.
Yeah.
Okay. How long did this take you to play Chants of Sennaar?
Oh man. 9.6 hours.
Wow, okay.
Let me double check that actually. I had it in my brain, but I'll be honest, that might be a lie. Hold on. Sorry. I was not prepared. Whoa, I was right. 9.6 hours.
Wow, amazing.
How long did it take you to play?
It took me 8.4.
8.4.
8.4. I guess I was a speedy boy.
Yeah,
just a bit.
We'll talk about it next week, why it took me so long.
You were trying to pet the cats.
Well, I did some dumb things.
Ruh-roh.
Like real dumb. And I don't even know. It's one of those things where I'm like, how did I get to the end of the game with this mistake?
Oh, weird.
I mean, I guess it makes it's not like game breaking that I didn't do it, but it's like how did I just miss this?
Well, I mean, and we'll talk about this next week, I think, a lot too. Yeah. But like you told me too that you went through like quite a bit of the game without discovering like or validating some of your glyphs.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you get earlier in the game.
Yes,
which was surprising because I like was pretty fast at like, okay, validate them as soon as I can because I'm struggling otherwise.
Yeah, I think the first couple languages I moved on to the next level still having like 4 words not confirmed. And it was because I just like didn't trigger the conversation that like gave me the confirmation page.
Oh, yeah.
The first time it happened, I was just like, oh, maybe I'll get it later. And then I moved on, and then it happened again. And I was like, maybe I'll get it at the end. And then I was like, I need to go back. I think I missed something.
Yeah, so you were like playing on hard mode kind of, as you're wont to do.
Yeah. It wasn't affecting my gameplay too much.
No, but you're advancing in the game.
There was like one aspect that I didn't even need to do until the end of the game, but I was doing. I was completing these tasks as I went. And that's when I was like, oh, I need to go back and get some words.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. We'll talk about what that is next week, but.
Okay, so that kind of brings us into the challenge rating already. Like we're kind of getting on that. Like, what do you think? Like we're talking from beginner, easy, moderate, difficult to expert. Or are you feeling?
This is tough because I feel like it really depends on the type of person.
Yeah, how your brain works.
Yes. Because I do. To be honest, we've been learning or trying to learn Spanish. So I felt like I was already in this mode like I was already in the language learning like mindset. But for a lot of people I know, learning a language is not like it really difficult, really hard to understand. Like if you have a math brain, language might be hard. I don't know. Yeah. I think it just depends on who you are. So for me, I would say I don't know, easy to moderate, depending on the language. Yeah. Because that was the other thing. Some of the languages I was like, boom, 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 like I got it. And then some of them I was just like, what? I have no idea what's going on. And we'll talk about that next week because I'm really excited to hear which language, like if you struggled with any of the languages.
Yeah, there was one that I definitely struggled with a lot more than others.
I have a feeling we struggled with the same one.
Yeah, I think it's common.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think maybe like your strategy of just filling in a word, even if you didn't know as a placeholder, like I feel like that would have helped me because one thing that I struggled with in this game was that the glyphs, like they were just like symbols and they weren't like, letters like our alphabet that I'm more familiar with.
Yeah.
And one of the things about like trying to learn Spanish as we have been is like, I'm a very visual person. Like if I can spell it, I will remember it a lot better.
Yeah.
But with this, like I cannot, it was hard. I kept having to go back in my journal and be like, is this symbol? Like, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
So if I had done what you had done, I think that would have made it a lot simpler for me.
It helped when I didn't realize that words were repeating. Like, there were like 2 different sentences and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what these glyphs mean. I don't know what these glyphs mean. Let me fill in this glyph. And then I would go to the other sentence. I'm like, oh, we have the same glyph in these 2 different sentences.
Yeah.
And it just made it so much easier. Even if the word made absolutely no sense.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, they're the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I did that a little bit, but I really was like focusing on like one thing and it would have, I just filled that in like you did. That would have been easy.
Yeah.
So I thought this game was more on the moderate end.
It probably sits in moderate.
Yeah. But what's nice too is like if you get if you actually get the journal page to pop up, which you had some trouble with finding sometimes to validate them, you can just brute force it. Like you can brute force the translations, which is kind of a bummer in some ways, but at some points I needed it. There was one point where I needed it. So.
I did need to brute force some, but to be honest, there was a page that I couldn't brute force. I had too many words.
I also encountered that at some point.
I kind of knew which words I thought went with that page, but it was so confusing to brute force it once you got too many glyphs unconfirmed. Yeah, so I skipped that page and then I started getting the other pages past it and then I went back with like this chunk of unconfirmed glyphs. I was like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, I think like for me the challenge level was like just right though. I think this really could have been a brutal experience.
It was perfect.
Yeah. Especially because sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it wasn't too hard, but like it was not easy at all. Like I was struggling.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
And I also say like I think the language puzzle solving was the most interesting, but it's also the bulk of it. Like they didn't throw a whole bunch of systems and layers to the puzzles onto you. No. You just needed to kind of figure that out and then do like some pretty basic problem solving otherwise. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Who do you think this game is for? What's the target audience?
Wow. Definitely puzzle puzzle people.
Yeah.
If you're into puzzles, you're going to love this. If you're interested at all in languages.
Yeah, ciphers, decoding, anything like that. Yeah, my partner was like, oh, maybe I should play this game.
Yeah.
Because she's into that sort of thing.
Yeah, it was just super, and it was so rewarding when you got something right.
Yes.
Especially like if you had guessed a word and then you put it into the book and the word you guessed was right. It was just like, I am so smart.
And sometimes it was not.
No, the like the next glyph that goes in is completely wrong. You're like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
The other one was right.
Yeah, this is E10 plus for fantasy violence is the only thing.
Yeah, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But none of that other bad stuff.
No.
Replayability.
I was
going to say, I think there's like a moderate amount of replayability here. Like, give it a couple years, play it again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could probably replay it right now and still kind of forget what all the glyphs meant.
Yeah, there's enough of them for sure.
Yeah. No, I would definitely replay this in the future.
Yeah, I think it was solid.
Yeah.
Good little puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plot. Getting to our numbered rating here.
Yep.
1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being stinky.
Mm-hmm.
Plot.
I thought the plot was solid.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like crazy.
No.
The end was funny.
Yes.
So 3.5, 4.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same realm. I'm
Yeah.
giving it like a 3. I wasn't like focused on the story. It's mostly just like I need to keep advancing. So, and that's enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
There was some charming stuff happening, but it also was,
I don't think it was the main focus.
Nope.
No.
It was solid. What do you think about the characters?
Also the same. I thought it was cool that you did. I'm going to kind of separate characters from specific people and like associate it more with like the culture. And like
that's fine.
The history of the people that you learn about, because you don't get many like names or specific characters, but there are people that return and that you interact with, and there's so much learning. This really goes into world building, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So I give characters a 3.5.
Cool.
I'm matching it with the plot. 3.5 for both.
Yeah. I think like I'm a 3 also.
Yeah.
There wasn't like any character that I'm like, yes, my favorite person's here or anything like that. Yeah. But the people that you met had different kind of personalities or vibes, and the cultures themselves, like you said, I think had more strong identity.
Yes.
And that I agree is like kind of more on the world building side, which we can just roll into.
Yes.
Like that the different areas were so cool.
Oh my gosh. I love the world building was crazy, because I felt like it was like, you're learning these languages. You're also learning all this history. I felt like an archaeologist.
Yes, very much so.
Learning, like uncovering all these mysteries to this past, even though this was like you're playing actively in the time. But I loved it.
Well, it's kind of interesting too, because like as a character, like the character in the game that you play as is very much like an outsider to all this. And so you're kind of getting to go through it with them. Yeah. Which is my favorite perspective, even though it's been done to death, of just like learning everything and, exploring. And I really liked how like all the different people, like the cultures, they all had like different beliefs, and they all had different like goals. And even like what they thought about each other was different. And that was really fun to learn about too. Yeah.
Like the degrees of separation between different groups of people affected the way that they saw each other. Yeah. Kind of, I mean, I don't want to get too into it. Yeah. But very cool. I give world building 5.
Yes, absolutely.
I just thought it was amazing.
Yeah. It was very well done. We're very well thought out too. And yeah, I feel like combined like a lot of like, I mean, even like just like when you're looking at the glyphs, a lot of them like kind of seem familiar of like scripts that you might have seen before, but you're unfamiliar with. And same with like the architecture in the game. Yeah. It was kind of like, blended together with different cultures and stuff. It was very cool. Yeah. Stylistically, like very neat. Yes. As we just like roll into graphics here. I don't know if I said world building at 5 for me.
Yes.
Graphics though. Tell me.
They're so unique. I've never seen graphics like these, like this color scheme that they chose.
It's so striking.
It's very like bright and in your face, but not obnoxious. It's somehow really like it's bright without being neon. It feels like, I don't even know how to describe. You have to go look at the colors.
And you'll see it very quickly if you look up the game.
Yeah, just by the cover. Everything is so interestingly like, I don't even know. It's very cool looking.
Yeah, and I really like it's got like very hard lines on the shadows. And it's like for each area they chose like a couple colors.
Yeah.
And just like use them so much.
Yep.
That it's like, yeah, I don't know. It like almost is visually overwhelming, but it's not.
No. I thought I wasn't going to like it.
Yeah, my partner's a graphic designer. She doesn't like it.
Of course.
But
I'm not surprised.
But I think she's wrong.
Well, it's just, I think you have to be playing the game to kind of appreciate the graphics that went along with it.
Yeah.
Because it does very much somehow match the environment you're in.
Yeah.
And without
very simple, but
yeah. And I think if there was too much going on graphically, it would take away from the real star of the game, which was the language.
Yeah, the language puzzle for sure.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. So I would give graphics a 4.
5. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, we're going to say it at the same time.
Well, we did. It was just a different number.
Yeah.
But no, I could also agree with a 5. I liked them putting them at a 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I really liked it. So, and I thought the character design was really cool too. I liked their masks that they wore and their different outfits.
We have to talk about our character and how he was kind of like, or how they were like hunched over.
Yeah, they were.
And the way they ran with their like little arms.
They were like wearing a sleeveless robe.
Yes.
It was very odd. One, it's like, I don't know if you can see anybody's face in this game. Everybody's face is like covered.
I feel like you see the bards' faces.
Aren't they wearing like masks?
No.
Oh.
No. They have their bare faces out.
Some of them have masks though.
Some of them, yeah. But
okay,
you do see their faces.
Oh, I wasn't looking at their faces. I was looking at their words.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move on to sound design and music. Like their words.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are their words.
Yep. That was.
And Narya and Nuria, the cats who did great voice acting. This game also had like the orchestra was really good.
Oh, it was amazing.
I thought.
Yes.
I could have used more like music throughout the game because there was a lot of just like ambience.
Yeah.
But they did a smart job, I felt like, of like, oh, something important happened and the music kicks in.
Yeah, it'll like swell all of a sudden. I'm like, wait, what's happening? Something important is happening. Ah.
Yeah. But I thought it was really pretty.
It was beautiful.
The music was really nice.
Yeah. And there was a point in the game where there was no music and I was like mad about it because I was like, there's supposed to be like, why isn't there music here? Like I was pissed. And then I played more and I was like, oh, that's all I'm going to say. But we'll talk about it next week. I'm not sure exactly,
but I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Next week, I will mention it.
Yeah, but I think for me, like the music is like a 4.5. It's missing because there's not enough of it. I just want more.
I wanted more. And there wasn't like a banger, you know? You're always looking for a...
I am always looking for a banger.
Yeah, I'm at a 4.
This game could have had like a good background, like music that was like a little bit repetitive but catchy. Like this game could have used that, I think.
Yeah.
But they orchestrated such a good job. Beautiful.
Yes, beautiful.
As for gameplay... Content variety.
Oh gosh. The funny thing is, like, you're not doing anything that different for the entire game, but I was never tired of what I was doing.
No, the pacing was really great.
Yeah. And I think even though it's just a language interpretation the entire time, you're interpreting different languages. You're finding different ways to solve what words are. Like it's not always just listening to someone speak. Sometimes it's like looking at instructions on a page or words in a book or drawings on like someone's notes. And I just thought it was super well done, super smart.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah. I think it's a 5 for me.
I was going to say, I honest could give it a 5 to be honest.
I think it's like just right. I think for the length of the game and what the game was doing, like you said, the language solving didn't get boring either because they mixed it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And same with like the other stuff. Every area that you went to kind of had its own like theme. There was even like some weird mechanics they threw in once in a while. Like there's like a stealth. There's stealth parts in the game.
Yeah.
But it's not like overused. It comes in a few times and it feels appropriate and it's fine. Like I just thought that was really well done. Yeah. They mixed it up just enough without making it crazy.
Yeah, I'll also give it a 5. You're right. I just I really enjoyed that game.
Mechanics of the game?
4.
Yeah.
Only because you brought up the stealthing, and I did struggle sometimes to because the way that you stealth is you're like in a spot, and then you move your cursor or your your game stick, whatever it's called, and it'll highlight like an outline of your body, like somewhere else in the room where you want to run.
Go. Yeah.
And occasionally it was hard to get it exactly where you wanted to go.
Sure.
Then, so it wasn't perfect, but didn't ruin the game at all for me. 4.5. No. We'll go 4.5.
The stakes were pretty low at those moments too. Like if you fail, it's just like, okay.
You start right over.
Yep.
Like right where you were.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like a 4.5. I think it was all fine. I really thought like the translate as you go was just so smart.
Yeah.
To have a display up there. Like take the only thing that's annoying, which I subjected myself to, and you fixed it for yourself, like the game probably expects you to. And it just made it great. Yeah. So this game was worth $19.99, or it's valued at $19.99.
Yeah.
For me, it's yeah.
Yeah. Well, I paid $19.99 for it.
You didn't get it on sale.
Yeah, because I kept reminding you guys. I was like, it's on sale. Get it. It's on sale. And then I didn't buy it. So I paid $19.99 for it, and I'm not mad.
No. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're not mad. I'm glad it wasn't a disappointment for the price.
Yeah. No. Totally worth $19.99. The only reason that I complain about paying that is because we buy so many games. So, yeah. We're never complaining about like the price of a game because we don't want to pay it.
Well, speak for yourself.
Sorry. Well, if we think it's worth the money, but we're still complaining about having to pay that, it's because we just buy a lot of games. So.
Yeah. No,
we try to catch them on sales just for our own wallet sanity.
And I think like for this game, like 8 or 9 hours or or so for the $20 and like the enjoyment I got out of it, definitely.
I could have played this a lot slower too. I felt like, I could have taken my time with this game. Gosh, it would have been.
I think
really
if I played it over a few weeks instead of over I think I played it over 3 days. I went fast.
I also played it over 3 days. Yeah.
I think I would have done I think it would have taken me longer because I would have been bad at it.
I was just about to say I would have to take breaks in between languages. I don't think I'd be able to stop. I don't think I'd be able to stop in the middle of learning a language.
Yeah.
Because if I were to take a couple days off and come back, I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
What are
you trying to tell me?
Yeah.
You warrior. Idiot warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you know what your final rating is now? Because you did it before.
I mean, I know the range. I know we're in the 4 to 5 range.
That's also where I'm at. And I kind of have a number, but I need to look at my other ones.
I do as well.
It shouldn't matter what my other ones are rated because my old ratings are bullshit.
I think that
I'll be honest.
I don't know. I think that
you can't trust this guy.
I feel like I've done a pretty good job on mine. So
well, that's nice for you. I rated what's the game with Gemma? The Ranger like a 3.8 or something.
Oh yeah. And you loved that game.
That's just bogus.
I'm surprised you haven't taken the opportunity to move it. I know actually exactly where I want to put this.
Oh. Crazy. Yeah, I want to put this game at like a 4. Where do you want to put it? Because you said you want to know, and then I just interrupted you.
No. I was actually happy to hear where you were putting it.
It's either a 4.3 or 4.4. It doesn't really matter, so I'll go 4.4.
I also was going to go 4.4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Copycat.
Yep. A little bit. Yep. So my 4.4 lands in between Planet of Lana and Brothers. Brothers is at 4.3. Planet of Lana is at 4.5. Death's Door is also at 4.3 for me.
Oh, yeah. Death's Door is at 4.4 for me. So it's right aligned with this game.
Nice.
And on this thing that needs to be updated.
I was going to say, I haven't updated it in a while.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't need to be you that updates it.
I see you typed in here.
Oh, I said... Ranger's at 3.9, and I also wrote that Drifter goes at that, and I said, don't judge that it's the same spot as Ranger, my beloved. So I'm aware.
Yeah, you need to move a Ranger.
Yeah, I think Fear the Spotlight is rated 4.5 on this chart, but I think I moved it up in the New Year's episode.
Yeah, again, I need to update this. I haven't.
No, it's all good. Yeah, but Coltic is just above this game, just above Chants of Sennaar. It's at 4.5.
Oh,
Coltic is.
Love that game.
Yeah, I actually, I was just thinking about that over the weekend. I was like, I should bust it out because I'm still playing through the part 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm like halfway through it or something, but it's a good time.
Forgot about that.
Anyways, and those are games, if you don't know what we just talked about, look through our I was going to say, look through our discography, look through our past episodes.
Yeah.
These are games that we've played previously.
I think every game we just mentioned we liked. So
yeah, totally. Because it's all in that range.
Yep.
And that is the end of our rating episode for Chants of Sennaar. Join us next week for discussing and spoiling and diving into the details of the game and all of its hidden gems. If you haven't played the game yet and you want to now, you should play it and then play it in 3 days like we did. And then listen to next week's episode where we talk about those details of the game.
If you start playing it right now, you could finish it.
Yeah. We'll start playing it in like 2 minutes after this episode ends. Please go and give the podcast a follow, rate it, review it, however you want to show us love. Email us with comments, questions, or constructive criticism at letmebeyourgg@gmail.com. Send us those game requests at that email address, and we will play the game that you request. We'll play it.
Yeah, we will. We reserve the right to not play it, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was my hesitation. I didn't know how to say it, but you're the expert host here. I'm just the student. You can find us on most socials as Let Me Be Your GG, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, X, 69, not 69, 67. Wow. Can we cut that?
No.
So embarrassing. I was going to say 67, but okay.
60. The fact that you're also saying 67 instead of 6.
I never want to host again.
Okay.
No. Anyways, I have a Taco Bell bag in my car that it's just in the middle of the plugs. Let me tell you about this.
Okay.
I have a Taco Bell bag in my car. It's from the weekend. There's not like food in there, so it's not like nasty, but I'm using the bag. I mean, I guess there's like the trash from the food, whatever. Anyways, using the bag as a trash can in my car this week so I can throw all my banana peels in there.
Are you going to bring it into work so you can use it as your trash can at work? They took our trash cans away at work.
No, but yeah,
Sorry.
they did. I noticed today that the order number on the receipt taped to the outside of the bag is order 69. And so I got a chuckle about that earlier.
Like, nice.
Yeah, I was like, nice. And so anyways, that is,
Follow
6, 7.
for more content like this.
You can also find us on TikTok as Let Me Be Your Game Guide, the full game guide, not GG. And you can get on our Patreon at patreon.com/letmebeyourgg. Thank you guys for listening and not judging. We can't wait to talk to you next week. Good Lord, please end this. And thank you so much for letting me be your game guide. GG, y'all.
Bye.
I'm falling apart here. Excuse me. That's not the outro.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No. Whatever. I don't care.
I think I've already put one of your burps as the
How many times do I burp?
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
There's more embarrassing things that I could do, though, I guess. So gotta keep this bad boy in front of me.